Chinese fighter jet, Chengdu J-20 Mighty Dragon War Tales. They called it the Mighty Dragon, a beast that flew without a whisper, that struck before radar even blinked, and vanished into clouds like a myth. Captain Zhao Liang of the People's Liberation Army Air Force wasn't just flying China's most advanced stealth fighter, the Chengdu J-20, he was rewriting the rules of modern aerial warfare. But on the edge of the Himalayas, one mission would test every ounce of his training, every pulse of the jet's bleeding-edge technology, and every truth he thought he knew about loyalty, war, and sacrifice. It began with a breach. An unauthorized drone entered Chinese airspace from the southwest border, high over the disputed territory near the line of actual control. Not unusual, nations poked and prodded each other like chess players bluffing for position. But this drone was different. It carried US-made components, encrypted transmissions, and what Chinese signals intelligence interpreted as a live feed, relaying topographic data of military installations along the Qinghai-Tibet Plateau. Someone wasn't just watching, they were mapping. Beijing responded with silent fury. No press releases, no diplomatic protests. Instead, a single order whispered through the chain of command. Intercept. Identify. Neutralize. Captain Zhao Liang, call sign Azure Fong, was scrambled from Chengdu Air Base under cover of night. His mission: investigate and terminate any unauthorized aerial assets. His aircraft, the J-20, serial number 2011, the latest upgraded prototype, equipped with WS-15 engines, extended stealth canards, and the highly classified Dragon I AI suite. This wasn't just a jet. It was an airborne predator. As he crossed into the Tibetan skies at 55,000 feet, everything fell silent. The J-20's stealth technology cloaked it like a shadow at midnight, invisible to radar and undetectable to most tracking systems. Through his visor, Zhao saw it, a small in the distance. The drone. But then, something unexpected. 2 fighter escorts. And not just any fighters, F-35 Lightning IIs. American stealth jets. They shouldn't be here. Not officially. Not without starting a war. Zhao's finger hovered over the trigger, but hesitation held him back. Rules of engagement required confirmation of hostile intent. But they didn't see him, yet. His Dragon I AI whispered in a soft, emotionless voice. Probability of detection in 6.3 seconds. Action required. He dove beneath them, riding the slipstream of the Himalayan winds, closing the distance while locking onto the drone with a passive infrared sensor. One blink. One flash. A silent missile left his belly bay, cutting through the sky. Impact. The drone exploded in a blossom of metal shards. That's when all hell broke loose. The F-35s reacted instantly. One broke left, another up high. They hadn't seen him, but they'd seen the kill. Zhao banked hard into the clouds. For the first time, he faced 2 of the West's finest stealth fighters in live combat, outnumbered, outgunned, and out of home territory. He whispered into his mic. Azure Fong, 2 enemy birds, engaged. No response. Jamming. He was alone. His mind raced. The J-20 was fast. Not as agile in close combat as the F-35s, but it could strike first, strike unseen. The Dragon I AI pinged a solution. Target lock in 5 seconds on the lower F-35. Zhao exhaled slowly. He fired. Missile away. But the F-35 flared and dove, evading expertly. The second F-35 banked and came around. Missiles screamed past the J-20 as Zhao twisted the jet into a vertical corkscrew, gravity blurring, bone-crushing G-force. A near miss. Then he saw it. A third blip. A third aircraft. It wasn't Chinese. Wasn't American. It was Russian, a Su-57 Felon, gliding in like a ghost, weapon bays open. What the hell was going on? 3 nations. 3 stealth fighters. 1 sky. Zhao's instincts screamed. This wasn't an accident. This was a setup. The Russian jet fired, not at Zhao, but at one of the F-35s. Missile impact. Fire. Ejection. Zhao's cockpit lit up with a hail of alerts. The second F-35 turned its sights toward the Su-57, and chaos exploded into the sky. Dogfight. Lasers, flares, missiles, countermeasures. The cloud layer became a battlefield of vapor trails and falling debris. Zhao had no allies, no orders, no idea who was fighting who anymore. Just survival. He locked onto the remaining F-35, but the Russian jet beat him to it, another kill. Now only the Su-57 remained, circling like a hawk, engine glowing blue. A moment of stillness. Zhao brought his jet into visual range. Both jets hovered 200 meters apart, engines humming, weapons primed. Two apex predators facing off. A message blinked across Zhao's screen, encrypted. The Dragon AI decrypted it. Mission complete. Thank you for playing your part. Return home. We will speak soon. No signature. No source. Zhao's blood ran cold. This wasn't a combat operation. It was a test. Someone, some shadow agency, had orchestrated this confrontation to gather data. Stealth versus stealth, tech versus tech, east versus west. A real-world simulation masked as a border breach. He'd been a pawn in a much bigger game. The Su-57 didn't fire. Neither did Zhao. Both jets turned away in unison, like ancient dragons acknowledging each other before vanishing into mist. As Zhao returned to base, his systems reconnected. Control regained. Orders updated. Debrief scheduled. He touched down in the early dawn light, canopy hissing as it opened. His commanding officer approached, face pale. You weren't supposed to see the third jet. And yet I did, Zhao replied calmly. The officer nodded slowly. You'll be debriefed. Deep debrief. Level 7. Zhao saluted and walked away. He knew what that meant. Weeks, maybe months, in isolation, interrogation, analysis. But in his heart, a fire burned. He had danced with ghosts in the sky and survived. 6 months later, Zhao sat alone in a secure hangar beneath Chengdu Air Base. Before him stood the next iteration of the Chengdu J series, the J-20, codenamed Sky Phantom. Stealthier, faster, fully integrated with next-gen AI combat systems developed in response to his data from the incident. Zhao had earned a new call sign, Dragon Soul. He would now train the next generation, not just to fly, but to understand the new face of war. A war no longer fought with armies or borders, but with shadows, secrets, and supersonic dragons. And somewhere in a hangar across the border, a Russian pilot was doing the same. War wasn't coming. It was already here.